Guys, all the cars that you see in these videos are for sale on my website, www.woodsandbarclay.com. Enjoy the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to the series on the Cabernet Red Wagon. I guess I should shut the hood so you can actually see it. But today we're going to start, we've already done everything under the car and the air conditioner, engine mounts, stuff like that, suspension, brakes. Today we're going to move to the top side of the car. And in this video, if we have more time, we might do more, but I want to address two issues. The hood latch and the vacuum door locks. Now, if you've owned one of these cars before, sometimes you know the hood latch, you pull the handle under the dash. Sometimes it's really hard to pull. And, these cars are 40 years old. And if you break that hood latch or break that cable, it's a mess. It's very difficult to get back under the hood and fix that. So this car still has a working hood latch, but it's old. So I just want to go ahead and kind of do some, preventative maintenance and replace our hood latch cable. I'm also going to go in the car and we're going to troubleshoot the vacuum door locks. I have a feeling it's one of the door actuators that's leaking. So let's go ahead and dive in. And that connects right up here. You can see I've already greased it a little bit. That was just, preventative maintenance, but it clips right around there. Now, underneath here, you can see there is the spring-loaded latch mechanism. It basically clips into that bracket, and you pull it, and it pulls your lever here. Now, this one is still working, but it's a little firm, and I just want to go ahead and replace it. So we have our latch, our mechanism right here, and that's what you pull. And you hear it squeaking, feels a little firm. So let's go ahead, replace that cable. All right, guys, so I'm going to show you how to remove this cable. So here's a little pin clip, right? And the way this thing works, it actually attaches back in the car. This little pin goes through here, and this little clip goes down and presses around there, and that holds it in there. So you pop this up and then you push it through like with a little pick or something like that, and it comes out, and then it releases your cable. This is my new replacement cable. I'm just showing you guys on the bench because I can't show you under the car. Now, when you're doing that, it's always a good idea, put a couple of pieces of paper right here, okay? So that way, you can see, all right, see how I popped the little retaining clip out the end? Well, when you do that, you want it to just fall on the piece of paper. Otherwise, usually it falls down behind like the radiator or gets stuck back there sometimes, and you don't want that to happen. So once it's out, if you look right over here, there are two 10mm nuts. Now, the one on the back side, if you loosen that, and we can just go up here with a 10mm wrench. I've already got this one started. There we go. And if we loosen it a couple of turns, it's going to then pop out. There we go. It's no longer in that retaining, bracket there. And let's pop our, there we go. All right. There we go. Now that is free, okay? That's really the hardest part. Now, that is routed underneath here, and it goes around here, and there's a clip like right in here that it like clips into, and it goes along. You can see where it exits again right there. There it is, and that cable runs all the way up here. You can see it goes through this like original sheath here. I'm sorry, it goes under the wiring sheath here. So I think we have to undo this clamp, and then it goes right up here. And, well, you can't see, but it goes down through the firewall. And we're going to go detach it from inside the car now so we can pull that out of there. Okay, so when we're under the dash, first we want to just pop out our little clips here that covers the screws. See, we got a screw there. All right, I also forgot underneath here, there's one here and one here. These are the little plastic screw retainers. You got to turn that 90 degrees, and then that comes out. Now, keep in mind, I have plastic mats under here to protect everything, guys. You can see all this stuff is on the plastic because I'm not messing up this interior. And then we just take these screws out. I'll be right back. All right, once you have all that out, you can then remove this panel and it just slides right out. Wow, look how nice that is. I don't know if this has ever been removed from the car before. That's all the original insulation and everything under there. Yeah, beautiful condition. Yeah, I don't think that's ever been out of here. Absolutely beautiful underneath here. That's all the original wiring and everything exactly where it's supposed to be. It's awesome to see cars like that. Okay, so over here we have this mechanism and we're just gonna pop off our handle here. This slips off and you can see the cable attaches. See it right there? And I'll show you how that attaches once I pop the handle off of here. Now, that handle is held on there. There's a little like one-way washer right here. Now, what I do, I sharpen a little flat blade screwdriver and you can get down in there and you can slowly work it off. It's like a little speed nut. So I need to put the camera down to work this guy off of here, and then that's going to release our handle. Okay, we got the speed nut off and there's a washer behind it. See how that's held on there? Now when you get the handle off, you flip it around and you'll see that wire comes right through there. There is a slot. There we go. There's a slot. See if you line the slot up. See how that works? You line the slot up there. There we go. It slips off. Did you see how that worked? Now, our cable is loose and we can pull it out of its assembly here. See, it's clipped. There we go. It's clipped right in here. And if we just pull it this way towards that side of the car, it will come out. See if I can do it while I'm holding the camera. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, remember the zip tie I showed you guys? Well, these are reusable zip ties. There we go. All right, that zip tie is off. And here is our cable. Now, we're going to pull it. Remember, we disconnected it from the front of the car. Sorry, I just put my fender protector down so I don't drag anything across the beautiful paint. But now, we just got to fish it through here. Okay, it's right here. So directly, it looks like in the center line of the headlight, right underneath there is a clip. And once you get that clip undone, then you can pull out your cable. Now let's make sure we cover up the fender so we don't hurt anything. Okay, our cable is out. Here is our old cable. Yeah, I mean, it's a little sticky in there. It doesn't move as easy as I want it to. But our new cable is buttery smooth. All right, so before I put the new cable in there, I'm going to make an adjustment. All right, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. So here's our old cable, and you see there's a 10mm nut right there and right there. And they can spin, right? You can spin this piece forward or backward in those nuts, and that will change the tension of your cable. So I want to, before we put this one back in the car, I want to make sure, see, it's a little bit longer than our original one that was in the car. So I want to go ahead and tighten this up a little bit so the tension is going to be roughly, or the length is going to be roughly the same. Okay, there we go. That's getting pretty close. All right, let's go put this one back in the car and get it reattached. All right, you can see I have this routed. I don't have it clipped into the clip right here yet, but I've got it routed through, and there's our new bracket, or our new attachment mechanism, and I've got it going down through the firewall. So what we want to do next is go in the car and connect that end in the car back to our lever. Okay, I have our cable reinstalled and the little clip reinstalled. Very smooth operation. Now I've got to go connect it at the other end. Okay, after cussing and messing around, there we go. I got our new clip in there. Now, before I tighten down the two 10 millimeters right there, I need to make sure I have it adjusted correctly. So let's go test it. Now, you see the little pin that goes through right there? That little pin folds down and clips around right there. See the brass clip, or like the copper looking clip? That's what holds it in there. All right, let's go test it out. I'm gonna mount the camera right here and you guys watch. I'll go pull the handle. Wow, that feels great from over here. That felt really great from over here. I'm gonna watch the video. Okay guys, that's working better than I ever could have asked for on the first try. I mean, I got it adjusted perfect. The handle feels great, super smooth, and this is fully retracting. So I'm gonna tighten up those nuts there, then we're gonna shut the hood and then pull our release handle and make sure it's smooth. All right, I'm gonna pull the handle and you guys watch. Oh my God, that was so smooth. Yeah, that is perfect. Mission accomplished. Guys, I'm just gonna pull that handle again. Watch how smooth it is now. So nice. Okay, guys, the next thing I wanna do is move back here and we're going to start troubleshooting the vacuum door lock. See, when I lock that, we don't get any action. Now, that might be the master door switch right here. I don't know yet. We're going to troubleshoot it. And while I have the door panels off doing the vacuum system, there's another thing that's bothering me. Listen to this. You hear that? Hear that squeaky door? That is the door check strap, which goes right here. So we want to remove that door check strap and either see what's going on, why it sounds like that. Most likely one of the ball bearings in it is broken and we will replace it. So let's start troubleshooting the vacuum system. All right guys, the vacuum system on a 300D is a lot simpler than you think it is. Don't let it overwhelm you. Now, all this stuff over here, the blue flying saucer and all this stuff, that's for the transmission shifting. That is what they added. It's 1985 only. But our vacuum system, if you go right back over here, you can see, okay, see that green line down there? That's your climate control. See the brown line? That is your engine shutoff. And then if we go underneath here, yep, there we go. This one right here. That yellow is for the vacuum door locks. And look at that. It is unplugged and there is a screw in there. So it's disabling that vacuum. So people do that when there's a vacuum leak. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead, plug it back up and see if we can find where that vacuum leak is and fix it. Now, but that one, the color I want to show you is, that one's yellow. There we go. See it right back in there? There we go. See those yellow lines? That's the vacuum door locks. So let's go ahead, connect that back up and identify where the vacuum leak is. Now, before we dig into it too much, that vacuum system, the way it operates, see, this is a vacuum pump right down there. That's your hydraulic pump for your rear self-leveling system. Right there's your vacuum pump, and you have a line that comes right up here and goes to this plastic vacuum line. And then right here, you see these fittings where it tees off. Right there, it tees off. This one goes to your VCV module for the transmission. And let's see. Let's find the one that goes. Okay, and here's the one right here. This one line right here supplies the vacuum to your climate control system, your door locks, and your engine shutoff, this gray one right here. Okay, we have a three-way connector right under there. There we go. There's your brown line. That is for engine shutoff. The green line and the yellow lines are connected to the back side of that check valve. So we're just going to plug back in our check valve. There we go. Now we're going to be getting vacuum again to the door lock system, and we're going to see what's causing that leak. But now, I bet you that was unplugged because the leak is so bad the engine wouldn't shut off. And let's test that theory. All right, in order to test that theory, we just need to crank up the car, and we're going to let the vacuum charge up. We need to just let it run for a minute, and I'm going to hold it under some RPM so the vacuum system charges up, and then we'll try to shut it off. All right, it's been running for a while. Let's see what our vacuum locks do. Okay, I see that one locked over there. I see that one locked over there. But look at that one. That one didn't lock. Let's go check the rear hatch. Okay, the rear hatch locked. Let's check the fuel door. The fuel door locked. Guys, that's one of the most ridiculous reasons I've ever found to unplug your entire door lock vacuum system. The rear driver's side door vacuum actuator is bad. That's it. All the other ones work. And they disabled that entire system instead of just fixing that one actuator. So anyway, let's open that door up and take a look. Just real quick, I want to unlock it, and we're going to see if that one unlocks over there. Yeah, see, that one unlocked over there. Okay, because the vacuum's weak, that one did not unlock. All right, see, that's the one that never locked to start with. Anyway, let's start at this door. Something's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shut off the car, and I bet you the car is not going to shut off because of that vacuum leak. And that light is just because I have the brake on. There we go. Let's see. Yep, there we go. See how the engine's not shutting off? Because that vacuum leak, and the engine has a vacuum shut off. So I'm going to manually shut it off. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take that rear door apart. All right, guys, we're going to eventually go back to the front door because I do want to fix that door strap. But I think my guess is probably right about the actuator on this rear door. So let's go ahead and remove it. So remove the panel. First thing we want to do is just pop off the trim piece here. And you can set all your stuff in the floorboard. And then we can lift it out of here. There we go. Pull that out. And there we go. All right, to get these little plastic clips off, you just get a little plastic pry tool, stick it behind there. There we go. There's 1, 2, 3, and they just slowly come off. There we go. And this just lifts straight up. Now we need to unplug the switch here. So we're going to pull this off, and it's just going to lean forward. And then I'm going to unplug our switch, and we have our door panel off. Yeah, check that out. This has never been opened up, so this is really nice. We get to see it in here for the first time. So this plastic membrane is just a vapor barrier to keep water, because water can get down, you know, between the door. That's why there's little drain holes down here. And this keeps it from coming through and getting moisture into your interior parts. But we can peel this off, and we're going to re-glue it once we're done servicing it. And if you just do it the right way, you can get this all off without tearing it up. All right, guys, check this out. So this was never off of here before, and we can see all of the original Cosmoline wax is still in here. That's the rust preventive spray Mercedes would put in here, and it looks absolutely amazing in here. That's, you know, original, how it left the factory. But right here, see these two screws? Those are 8mm, and those what hold on are door lock actuator. There we go. So there's our vacuum lines that are connected. We have the red line is on the bottom, and then see it has a red stripe on it, and the top yellow line has a green stripe on it. I think red is lock and green is unlock. And there's the top one. All right, let's get this over to the bench and test this guy. Oh, I can already see there's the problem right there. All right, see if you guys can see this. See, there's a little boot right there. There you go. You see the tear, see the metal showing through the rubber boot? That's causing this actuator to leak, and that's causing the vacuum leak in the system. Let me show you how this works. So here's our brand new one. Here's our bad one. So if I hook up a vacuum pump to our brand new one, okay, no, the top one is unlocked. It was already locked. See how it's unlocking? There we go. And see how our vacuum gauge is holding right there? Now if I take this off and I connect it to the bottom, we're going to lock it. There you go, it's locked, and see how our vacuum gauge is holding vacuum there? There we go. This is a good actuator. So here's our bad one. Watch this. I'm going to try to lock it. All right, you see the leak? Let's try the top one. Maybe it was on the release. Oh, there we go. There we go. It will not unlock. There's the problem. And it's because of that small tear. All right, let's try it again here. See, it's trying to move, but it can't hold vacuum. So let's see if this fixes it. Let's go plug in our new actuator. All right, guys, remember, here's our vacuum lines. Now, the red line was the lock, and it goes on the bottom. And the green line, I think that's the one that was not working, right? I'll have to scroll back in the video and look. The green line, we're gonna plug that, oh, come on. We're gonna plug that one into the top. And just to make it easier for us to see the demonstration, I'm gonna screw back on our lock and unlock knob, whatever you want to call this thing. All right, let's go crank the car, and we're going to see if that fixes this one. Now, we're going to have to let the vacuum charge up for a second because there was a leak. See if it'll unlock. Okay, so what that tells me, we know we fixed that one. That one definitely had a leak. Okay, look over there. That one has a leak too. But we can see this one correctly came up and down. But that leak over there is preventing the vacuum from traveling over here to this door. So let's go fix that side. Let me go ahead and unlock it. Hey, you notice how the engine just shut off? So we've improved the vacuum system enough to where just by fixing this one, the engine did shut off. Here we go. I'm back here at the passenger rear door, and I have this actuator out. Same thing. See that right there? We have a tear right there in the boot. So we're going to replace these. We're just going to go ahead and replace them on the whole car. But I think these two rear ones are going to fix the issue. I don't think that one's torn. We'll go ahead and replace it anyway because it's time. All right, guys, we just cranked the car up again. So we want to lock it, and we're going to watch this one along with the other two. Oh, wow. Look how fast it was. You see how fast it was? Okay. The other one, see the other one over there? I'm going to hit unlock. All right, good. That one unlocked. That one also unlocked. And so did that one. Here we go. Let's do it again. Lock. Unlock. Beautiful. Let's check this one. Lock. Beautiful. Unlock. Look how fast it is now. Now, I bet all these are now working. I bet our engine is going to shut off within 2 seconds, which is the factory specified vacuum engine shut off. Ready? 1,000. Boom. Check that out. The vacuum system is repaired on this car. It was just the 2 rear door locks. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do the front one. Now, there's not one on the driver's door. The driver's door is actually a switch that tells the rest of the doors to lock and unlock. It's always manually operated, so there's no vacuum actuator here. But I'm going to go ahead and change the one over there. And then we're done with the vacuum system, guys. Easy as that. Now, here's the real test. Do they work when the car is off? That means the vacuum is not leaking from anywhere and it's correctly stored. Lock. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, that one over there too. Now they should unlock. Perfect. Now we can probably, since there's no vacuum leaks, this will probably work a few times. Let's watch it. Lock. See? Now we're able to store vacuum in the vacuum tank. Unlock. And they're all still working even with the car shut off and no more vacuum supply. So the storage tanks are now sufficient to do this multiple times when the car is not running. Exactly what we want. All right, now that the vacuum system is sorted out, what we want to do, I have power turned on and I've temporarily plugged in a switch back here. The rear windows on 123s, that's one of the weak spots on the car. Now, we can see this one is working. We want to go down here. See, there's still some grease left on here. We want to go ahead and lubricate that really well on this door and that door over there to make sure those continue to work for years to come. Now, here's the stuff I use to lubricate the doors. Mollygraph. And it's just multi-purpose, I guess, extreme pressure graphite grease. But I've got a lot on my little brush here. Let's go brush this on the rear doors. Guys, it's as easy as this. We just want to gob this stuff down in there. There we go. That's going to be nice and lubricated. All right, I think we got enough left on here to do the other side too. Now, let me actuate that window a couple of times. All right, it helps to have the car running when you do this. There we go. There we go. Let's do it one more time here. Oh yeah, very nice. All right, let me go knock out the other side. And then we're gonna go address that door check strap in the driver's door. Oh, very nice. Look how smooth it is now. Nice and lubricated. There we go. All right, there's one more thing back here. So we also want to lubricate. See, here's the door check strap. And what that does, guys, when you're shutting the door, it'll come to this position and then stop. That's the check strap. And then you close it all the way. Or you come back and it stops and then it opens all the way. Now the rear doors very rarely are ever worn out because people don't use the rear doors. It's always the driver's door. But what we want to do while we're back here, there is the check strap right there. You can see those tracks that it rides on. Now watch if I shut the door. See how it, I don't know if you can see that, how it comes back in there. So we want to get some nice grease lubrication up in there. Let me see if I can video this. We're going to go right up in here, and you want to put that graphite grease all up in there. There we go. And don't be afraid, guys. You can overdo it. It's fine. Okay, there we go. We got a ton of grease up in there now. Now, we'll work it in just a little bit. Here we go. And that's going to keep that lubricated and working for years to come. So I'm going to go ahead. You can see the other one on the right there. We're going to lift that up and lubricate that one on the passenger side too. This is the stuff you want to use to reattach your plastic vapor membrane. And this stuff works really good. It's 3M Super 77 multi-purpose adhesive. And this is basically what they did at the factory. So you can see where they sprayed the glue on here. So you just take it and you just spray it right back in those same areas that Mercedes did. There we go. And we just let it sit for a second, like literally about 10 seconds. Okay, now let's unfold it here. And you just want to line up the holes where those door clips were. There we go, right there. Right there. Right there. Stuff is sticky, guys. There we go. Now we just need to put back on our door panel, and this door has been correctly and fully serviced. All right, let me show you how to get these door panels back on, guys. So what you'll notice, there's two clips here. See that clip? And then that clip. And then right up here, there is a channel built in to the window brush. See this channel that runs along there? Now, on the back of your door card, let's get this over here where you guys can see it. Okay, those two clips, you can see there's where one was clipped in right there, and there's where one was right there. And then up here, this long channel right here, see, it's like a just a piece of metal. That channel is what clips in or just rests in the channel right there. And if you don't put it in there right, which I see this all the time, people don't get them in the clips or in the channel, the door card will be popped on with all those clips, but then the top of the door will be loose up here, and you don't want that. So let me show you how to properly put this on. All right, that's about the best angle I get. Now I have my door lock, knob that goes right up here, because we want to put that on at a certain point. So what you do, first you want to get your window switch plugged back in. Then first you want to get your door lock knob to go through the hole up here, which is sometimes easier said than done. I'm going to fiddle with this for a second until I get it. Okay, there we go. Now you put that guy on. Okay, then you want to go back here, and if you kind of look right underneath it, you can see when you're on those clips. And I've also got in the channel there. So there we go. We just press down into those clips. Now see, the top of the door is securely locked in this channel and on those clips. Then we can go ahead and screw this piece back down. Now, once you've gotten that far, tuck all that in there. Your clips should be lined up. There we go. Those are just little plastic clips. And if those clips break, guys, you can buy replacements. There we go. That is all reattached perfectly. Now we just go about reattaching everything in the reverse order that you saw me take it off. There we go, guys. Everything is back together. And you can see the door been lubricated. Watch our check strap. Let's see. There we go. And then it goes to full open. Exactly how it's supposed to be. All right, rear passenger door back together. Check strap lubricated, window lubricated, serviced correctly. Okay, now we're back at the driver's door, and you can see that check strap is not working at all. See, there's no second position on the door, and that tells me that check strap is broken, which is common on driver's doors. We see that often because it's obviously the door that gets used the most. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off this panel. It's just like all the other ones, with the exception of the map pocket. You got to be careful because the map pocket clips in right there. So when you're taking off this panel, you don't want to break the clip on the map pocket. Other than that, I'll go ahead and just take this off, and we're going to remove that check strap. So we want to go ahead, we'll lubricate the window track here, but yeah, it looks amazing down in here. Here's the vacuum lines. You can see all the original Cosmoline wax down in there. But here is our check strap. So the way this works, so this check strap, there's a little clip on the bottom. We'll pull that off. There we go. There's our little clip. And then there's a pin. And we need to tap that pin up and out of there, and then that's going to come loose. Now, after it's loose, on the back side, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Let me grab a flashlight. On the back side back here, right there. See that 10 millimeter right there? And there's a 10 millimeter. There it is, right there. And if we undo those, there we go, I know that's hard to see. When we undo those, then we undo this 10 millimeter right here, and we can slide that broken check strap out through this hole right here in the door. So let me get a little hammer, tap that pin through, and we'll start that process. Okay, what I just did is I took this small hammer and I tapped right there on the bottom of that pin, and you can see the pin has slid out the top. Now I can pull that pin out of there. Okay, now once that pin's out, this check strap is loose. Now there's a nylon bushing right here. There it is. We want to make sure we save that nylon bushing. It's important to put that back on top of the check strap. Okay, so see, our check strap is broken there. Yeah, that's in bad shape. That's why that door wasn't working. All right, let's see, where is this? There we go. And let's see. Yeah, this thing is just broken. Now, there should be, yeah, see, let me show you this. See right there, there's a ball bearing. Well, that ball bearing rides in this channel. There you go. It's supposed to ride in that channel, and that ball bearing, see the indentation right there, and it stops in the notch when you open the door, and then you open it all the way. See how that works? And look, the ball bearing has actually come out on that side. It's completely out of there, and I bet you it is laying down in the door. Let me see if I can find it. Ah, there it is, right there. I might need to get my magnet to get it. Aha. There we go. There's that ball bearing. So let me get another check strap. We'll put it in here, and this will be good to go. Also want to lubricate this window with some grease. Okay, I pulled out my old stock collection of door straps. Here's the broken one that came out of the car. And I have a beautiful original Mercedes one right here. Now notice Mercedes would paint the strap part of it, the body color of the car. See how they stop when they got there. But so I'm going to get some paint. I have this color paint on the shelf, and I'm going to go ahead and paint that body color so we have an exact match to what came out of the car. Okay, I'm going to let that dry overnight. Get a little drip off of there. And there we go. I painted it the same color as the car. So that's exactly how Mercedes did it. So I'm gonna let that dry overnight, and then we'll put that door strap in there. All right, guys, we got this all lubricated up. Got tons of grease down in here. That is gonna glide smooth as can be. Got it painted up, matches the body color. Let's get this back in the car. All right, there we go. See our painted to match body color door strap there. Beautiful. And we have it installed. Let's see if our door strap works now. Oh, beautiful. No more squeaking. It should stop halfway. Perfect. And now it should stop the rest of the way. Beautiful. There we go. Restored door check strap. Okay, I just finished lubricating the driver's door and also got back here on the main slider. Let's check that out. Oh yeah, look how good that is now. Got a bunch of good grease down in there. Let me rub that around there. There we go. Very nice. That is working great. All right, let's put this door back together. By the way, guys, it has been about 2 hours because I went inside for a little while and took a break. So this system has been under vacuum. Let's see if it still unlocks. There we go. Look at that. Still holding vacuum perfect and still working perfect on all the locks. I know you guys can't see that one over there, but it also went. Let's keep doing it. Eventually it'll run out of vacuum, but so far it hasn't. Yeah, that is a super healthy vacuum system now. Mission accomplished. Nice quiet door strap. Perfect. Okay, guys, there we go. We have a new hood release cable. We have fully sorted out the vacuum system. I was expecting that to be a little more complicated. It was just the door actuators. And all I did was plug back in the main vacuum supply. And pretty easy fix. And I've also lubricated all the window tracks, lubricated the driver's front door check strap, and changed it. So that's really it for this video. Everything's working great, and got it all put back together. So the next video is where it's going to be getting good, guys. Tomorrow I'm going for an alignment and some new tires, and then we're going to start on the engine compartment, zinc plating, and all the good stuff. So we'll see you in the next video.